Picture it, Los Angeles, 2026. Happy New Year. It's the first episode of 2026, and I'm just so excited for a new year. If I look like I'm wearing the same thing as last week, it's because I am, um, and that's just the magic of Hollywood. I'm recording at the same time. Okay, yeah. Welcome to Out on the Lanai, the only Golden Girls podcast you're ever going to need to listen to. I am HAlanScott / Sadie Pines. Kerri Doherty is still out with her little bundle of joy. We have a new addition to the family, and she's still having baby time, but I assure you she is doing fantastic. The family is gorgeous. It's almost annoying how gorgeous and perfect they are, and we, of course, wish them and send them all the love, and Kerri will be back real soon, of course, this year, in a couple of weeks. But when she's taking her time, and we're still figuring out the nickname that we have for this new little addition to the family that's going to join Oreo as a part of the conversation we have here every single week on Out on the Lanai. But I am not flying solo this week. No. I do have a guest joining me. And that guest is someone that you're probably very familiar with. It is the one, the only, Dr. Cheesecake herself, Danielle Soto. Now, if you know Danielle's podcast, Danielle is like, she's one of those Golden Girls fans that always even just impresses me because of her knowledge. She loves the trinkets. She loves the things. I'm looking around for like Golden Girls trinkets, and I'm not a Golden Girls trinket person. So like, I don't go crazy in that, but Danielle's home is like Golden Girls. It is a shrine to the Golden Girls, and I am consistently impressed. But I'm also, as Betty White said to me on the Jimmy Kimmel show when she saw my tattoo, looking at Danielle's home sometimes, and I'm going to talk with her about this. I'm kind of glad I'm not her, because I don't think I could take that. I love the Golden Girls, but I don't think I could take it around me and on every single wall. You know what I mean? Although I do have pop outs, like life size pop outs, like stand ups of the girls over in the corner of my apartment. So they're always there, but they're in a corner. You know what I mean? But Danielle and I are watching an incredible episode. We're doing a rewind today, which is very exciting. We're watching the season 3, episode 11, episode 3 on a Couch. It's, of course, the flashback episode where the girls go to a therapist because they're not getting along, and then it's a flashback, and it's so fun. The reason why Danielle chose this episode is because her podcast is, of course, talking to people, basically helping people with their problems through episodes of the Golden Girls. That's why it's called Dr. Cheesecake. And so we're taking sort of a therapy lens look at this episode, 3 on a Couch. It originally aired December 5th, 1987. So, what is that? I don't know how, I can't do math, but it's a long time ago. And we're using sort of a therapist lens to sort of go over this episode. And it's a fantastic chat. You're going to love Danielle. If you don't already know Dr. Cheesecake, you're going to fall in love with Dr. Cheesecake today, just like I have already fallen in love with Dr. Cheesecake over the years. So sit back and grab a snack, because we will be right back with Dr. Cheesecake herself, Danielle Soto. Oh, I meant to add that Danielle's also going to be on the Rest Anchor Happy Hour, which you can go over to our Patreon and subscribe to that. And we're going to have a little kiki there as well. And it's a lot of fun. So go to that as well. Okay, now to the chat with Danielle. Dr. Cheesecake, Danielle Soto, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you?
Oh, in my intro, everyone who listens to this podcast should know who you are. You've been around the world. You're in the Golden Girls. You're a GGVIPer. You're all the things. But for anyone who listening or watching who doesn't know who you are, tell the people your credibility within the Golden Girls space. Thank you.
Well, first, I want to say I'm very honored to be recording with you today. Thank you so much for having me on Out on the Lanai. Who am I? I'm Dr. Cheesecake. I have a Golden Girls podcast called Dr. Cheesecake, where my guests come on with a problem in their life, and I solve it using an episode of the Golden Girls. I also was hosting a monthly Golden Girls trivia night in West Hollywood, currently on hiatus.
Okay.
And I have traveled around doing conventions and trivia, and just kind of like a super fan.
Yeah, definitely 1000%. First off, I've won your trivia before, so I'll say that. I'm
Yay.
very proud honor of that, but that's also should not be a surprise. And secondly, the reason why we're watching today's episode is because of your fantastic podcast, where you basically, in a therapeutic way, help people with whatever the issue might be through an episode or episodes of the Golden Girls. And so, like, you chose this episode. What about, like, I mean, we kind of came to it together, I guess, but what about this episode spoke to you?
Well, sometimes, in your daily life, you chat with people of different generations
Mhm.
and you kind of think to yourself, maybe, what would this person be like if they had the benefit of therapy? Like in their
Mm.
earlier days, like if it hadn't
Mhm.
gotten this far, what kind of person would they be? Would it have helped?
Mhm.
And then you think, well, that wasn't really an option for everybody because it was kind of stigmatized. People thought that if you go to therapy, it means you're insane, you're crazy,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
cuckoo. It's not the
Yeah.
case. We know. But
Yeah.
then I thought, well, wait a minute. The Golden Girls, that was the show in the 80s, early 90s. They never stigmatized therapy. It was in
Mhm.
lots of episodes of The Golden Girls. Somebody went
Mhm.
to therapy and benefited from it. So I was like,
Mhm.
wow, again, they are such role models for just living your best life and trying to become
Yeah.
your best self.
Are you a therapy girly? Are you a regular therapy girly?
Not regularly, usually only during a crisis will I utilize my company that I work for. Uh,
Okay.
I think I can say it, it's universal. They
Yeah.
give us 8 free sessions a year.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
yeah, so I've used those, in moments of, like,
Need.
spiral, panic,
Yeah.
um, but not regularly. Are you?
Yes, of course, of course.
Good,
I mean,
good.
do I look I mean, I would not be able to be this person that I am without it. I mean, and I talk about that a lot on the podcast actually too. I mean, one of the things, and I think you probably experienced this too with the Golden Girls or with fans of the Golden Girls, is that oftentimes the Golden Girls are kind of our therapy in a lot of ways. It's where we turn to for, like, some sense of normalcy in a moment of crisis or chaos or what, or even just boredom. And it's a real friend without a friend sometimes. And that, I think, is the
100%.
ultimate form of therapy. You know what I mean?
I think my entire podcast, perhaps my entire life, is based off the premise that these girls can solve problems. They do
Mhm.
have the solutions. If you're
Mhm.
just willing to find them. It's not always
Yeah.
direct, sometimes it's metaphorical, but
Mhm.
I've definitely Dr. Cheesecake to myself, on a few occasions.
Oh my god, I love that. You've Dr. Cheesecaked yourself. Sounds kinda dirty. So
Mm.
let's get into this episode because I low-key love this episode. There are so many moments in this episode that are a part of the iconic Golden Girls sort of pantheon of, like, great moments within the Golden Girls world. So, like, I really enjoyed this episode. It starts with the girls going to therapy because they just can't get along, and they meet the therapist played by Philip Sterling. It's Dr. Ashley is the character's name. And what do you make of Philip Sterling's performance as Dr. Ashley, first off?
I think it's a great performance. I don't know if
Mhm.
he's a great therapist.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's and also, I mean, there's been a lot of doctors on the Golden Girls over the years. I mean, of course, Harry Weston is, like, the most famous one. What
Yeah,
where does Dr. Ashley fall? Because he made multiple appearances as a therapist. Where does Dr. Ashley fall within sort of the list of doctors that appeared on the Golden Girls for you?
great question. Okay, so I guess the scale would be Harry Weston is a 10. He's the best doctor, right? He's
Mhm.
the one who
Yes.
believes B. Arthur. Dorothy has chronic fatigue syndrome. He's the one who trusts her when she describes her symptoms. He's a very good doctor. He even
Yeah.
shows up to the house when they have a sick baby.
Mhm.
The one on the scale of doctors would probably be Dr. Bud,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
does not believe in chronic fatigue syndrome,
Oh
right?
my god.
He's
Shut
the
up.
worst.
What's his first name? What does she say his wife say?
Oh,
Shut up, Henry, or whatever his name was. Shut
yeah.
up, whatever. When he starts to talk back to her, I love the
Right.
wife in that episode. I love the wife.
She's, an unsung hero.
Yeah.
So on that scale of 0 to 10, of Dr. Bud to Dr. Weston, I would
Mhm.
say that the therapist falls a 4, a
Yeah.
5.
Yes, he would be in my top 5 too. I mean, yes, of course, Dr. Harry is like number 1 without a doubt. I think in the
Sure.
same episode, the doctor, and I'm blanking on the doctor's name, but ultimately the doctor that diagnoses Dorothy with chronic fatigue syndrome, I think he's number 2 for me. I'm just gonna say,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he's number 2 because that's, that was a big one. And then, that's other. I'm trying to think of other. I mean, well, no. Oh, third, the female doctor early on in the series when they came over and Blanche was so surprised she's never been treated by a female doctor. She's
When they had
3
the
just
flu.
because she's fierce. She's just
Yes.
fierce. You know what I mean?
She's
Because
like,
she made a
if
whole
it makes
joke, right?
yep, if it makes you feel better, I used to be a man.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. So she might even be 3 actually. No, I don't know. She might be 2. I don't know. She's high up. And then Dr. Ashley.
I also like the doctor who comes over when Sophia has the heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
his name is
yes.
I think that's Dr. Harris.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
do we include Dr. Jonathan Newman in this mix? Because technically, I don't think he's a
oh,
medical doctor.
but I think he's a therapist, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Is he a therapist? I forget.
He
I thought he was
he
just like,
works at
oh,
the
he might be. Oh,
he works at
that's
the counseling
right.
center.
Oh my God, he's totally number 2. R.I.P.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
he's
fully.
yes, such a good doctor. That's a good
I,
one.
I think this is. I think when I come on your podcast, we talk. We rank. We get a list of all the doctors on the
That's
Golden
a great
Girls,
idea. Oh my
and we
gosh,
figure.
I love
Let's do
that.
that. Master one. Okay, we'll get to
Oh,
that because there's more.
we can do like superlatives, like
Yes.
hottest doctor or like
Oh,
most qualified doctor or like
I already
most
got answers. I already got answers. I already got answers. Trust me, I'm ready. So go to that
Oh,
when that happens, y'all go to that. So okay, the girls are in the therapist's office, and they, there's great jokes with Blanche saying that she's double jointed. They're all introducing themselves to the doctor, and Blanche, of course, has to flirt with the doctor. And then there's the Sophia does a great joke where I love this line where she says, that phony accent of yours, what is this, designing women, where she's like making fun of
yes.
Blanche. I love when they mention a show that's on the air at the time of the airing, like almost a similar show. You know what I mean?
Me too. Absolutely. Yes. And I feel like during that time, those two shows were getting compared a lot. You were like
Yeah.
in one of two camps. And for
Mhm.
them to just call it out like that, amazing.
So good. Well, in the first flashback, which isn't really a flashback, these are all staged flashbacks, but in the first flashback, Dorothy is sick and can't go on this double date with Blanche. And Blanche is just insistent that she
Hmm.
buck up, get off that couch, and go. I have a clip of this moment. Let me play that real quick.
See, you just have a little tickle in your throat. All right, come on, let's go. Jump on. Come on, let's
Blanche, please, please, my body aches.
go. Well, so does mine, honey. That's why I want to go out on this date.
Now, because you are an unlicensed therapist, I need to know, is Blanche pushing too hard in this situation?
I believe Blanche is pushing too hard in this situation.
You think so?
I think so. Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, I do on a normal person level, but I also just really relate to Blanche being very eager for something like this. And honestly, listen, if Barbra Streisand can perform Funny Girl with 102 temperature and never miss a performance of Funny Girl, I think she missed one in the course of her whatever how many years. Dorothy can get off the couch with her little cough. I'm just saying.
Yes. But Barbra Streisand is making thousands of people happy, right? She
Sure.
is reaching the masses.
But Dorothy is about to
Dorothy,
make a man who just got out of prison happy, and that is almost worth 1,000.
well, I guess it depends what he was in prison for. Also, she's making Blanche happy.
Yeah, true. Wow. The more you think about this date, the more I'm wondering, like, how did Blanche set this up?
My gosh.
I mean, I
Great.
know they met at the Harry's Root, whatever, the gas station that she met the guys at. Like, that's how it started. But
I wonder if that's the same gas station where she met Chuck. Like, yo,
Oh,
Chuck.
maybe.
Chuck says, yo. Is she going to the same gas station?
I mean, think about it. Like, think of all the places that Blanche picks up men and how, like, I want to go to Home Depot with Blanche.
Oh my gosh. That
Can you
would
imagine?
be a good. So just going over the places where Blanche has picked up men, there's
Yeah.
the Mercedes situation
Yes.
where she rents the
Yes.
Mercedes to sell. There's
Yes.
also where she tries to ram cars to
Mhm.
meet men.
Yes.
When they ask you who does good body work, you give them your number. Where else has she tried to meet? The
I mean,
Rusty Anchor?
there's so many places. Again, that's a whole other episode too, just listing out every great location and ranking every great location that Blanche picks up men. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. But I do agree. I think Blanche is in the wrong. And this little flashback is to point out that Blanche is inconsiderate in this situation, and that, and even Rose, when they go back to the therapist, the modern day, and Rose says as much, and that sets up one of the funniest line deliveries I think I've had on, not ever on the Golden Girls, but I just love the way Dr. Ashley joins in the shut up Rose here. I have that clip.
Blanche, I think you owe Dorothy an apology.
Oh, shut up, Rose.
Don't you tell me to shut up.
Okay, I will. Shut up, Rose.
Doctor, you see the way they always pick on me? They're always telling me to shut up. Why is that?
Well, it could
I mean, every
be.
time I open my mouth to express an opinion,
Rose.
they jump on me. I mean, they say I babble. I don't babble. I mean, people who babble are the
Shut
ones...
up, Rose.
Shut up, Rose. It is such a great line delivery.
It is. Yes, agreed.
Do you
Nails
think
it.
he was in the right for speaking to Rose that way, though? Because this is the first sign that this therapist is actually bad.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible thing to say to poor Rose. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's gentle ways to be like, let's give someone else a turn to talk, Rose.
Yes. I hear
Yeah.
you, Rose, and I think it would be great if we heard from someone else right now.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
there are softer ways of going about it. Dr. Ashley may have an anger management issue. Just saying.
Agreed. Yes.
This is the first sign that something is coming out. But we get into... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Isn't there a thing where therapists often need therapy?
Mm-hmm,
It's like a thing, right?
Well, famously this is, again, another scripted show, so who knows if it's reality, but on The Sopranos, where Lorraine Bracco's character is going to therapy, and she's talking about her patients with her therapist. So, like, yeah, I think it is a thing where therapists go to therapists. It's one big domino effect where everyone's just talking about everyone else's problems. It's like a game of telephone.
Wow.
Right?
Totally. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, Dr. Ashley needs to go for anger management.
Yes, maybe Dr. Ashley could go sit with Dr. Jonathan Newman for a little bit. R.I.P.
That's right.
Again, I'm going to say R.I.P. every time I say his name.
I think a lot of people that we're talking about are dead. I just noticed that you're only saying it for Dr. Jonathan Newman.
Because Dr. Jonathan Newman's death was particularly interesting in that. Do you know about his death?
No.
I forget the name of the syndrome, but he at the last shortly after his episode aired, I think maybe a year or so after his episode aired, and I've talked about this on the podcast before, but and I can Google it up, but I'm working. He has this thing where his body he grew too fast. Abraham Lincoln also had it too. He survived it, obviously, because we know how he died. But his, like, Dr. Jonathan Newman, the actor, his body started to grow too fast and he couldn't take it, and he died.
Wow, I did not
Crazy,
know
right?
that.
So
R.I.P.
He deserves an R.I.P. The others,
Yeah.
they just had old age.
Abraham Lincoln, not old age.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Okay. So back in we're moving on to the sort of Rose's problem now, and how Rose does sometimes stupid things. And the example of Rose doing a stupid thing is the moment that Dorothy asked Rose to put an ad in the One Ads saying that she's willing to do anything, $8 an hour, no job too big or small. Now, I'm going to play it, and we know what happens, that Rose actually puts it in the personals and not the One Ads, which inspires a bunch of creepy men to come over to the house. But I want to play the clip where Dorothy realizes Rose's error.
Dorothy, you owe me an apology. Your ad's right here.
Oh, Rose, this is the personals column.
So what?
So what? You put an ad in the personals column that said I will do anything for $8 an hour? Look, it's right under an ad that reads, history professor seeking non-smoking Oriental woman who was into Wesson oil and bears a resemblance to Florence Henderson.
Is that sign Doug?
Yes.
I know him. He's a sick man.
Okay, so my question to you, Dr. Cheesecake, do you think, and this is from a writer's perspective of this, I don't think Dorothy should be putting any ad in the paper, one ad or personal, that says, willing to do anything, $8 an hour, no job too big or too small. What? Where does that start and end?
So let me ask you this. Are you saying this as a writer, or are you saying this as somebody who's watched Law and Order SVU? And
Kind of both.
they put their address. People are showing up to the house.
With just willing to do anything, $8 an hour, no job too big or small. Here's my address.
I mean,
Dorothy,
what if
you're an English teacher.
Yes. What if the job had been like, help me lift this couch? And what if it wasn't wicker? What if it was like a really big, heavy couch?
Please,
and she's
it's
like, I
Wicca.
can't. Please, it's wicker. She can't do that. There's lots of things she cannot physically do. There's a lot of things what if it was like, teach me French?
Yeah, she can't do that.
It was a weird ad.
I feel like if someone is looking into the one ads legitimately for job stuff and they read that, I kind of, not to be ageist or anything, but like, it's going to be people asking her to like build a house or like
yes,
do some construction work. And I'm sorry, B. Arthur or Dorothy Zbornak, we know that she can lift things, but like, let's be real, she ain't doing the work.
I never utilized that part of the newspaper. I think it was a thing of the past before I had money. But it was basically like TaskRabbit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or Craigslist. Craigslist is another example of it.
Oh, that's a little shadier.
Well, yes, there's the sexual part of Craigslist, but there also was like a hustle side of Craigslist where it was like, I can do this, or like job stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. The one time I used TaskRabbit, it was to hang up like frames in my house, like the most easiest freaking money that man ever made, because it was just like tap, 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 only because I doubted myself. He was getting paid because I doubted myself.
Which is how most people get paid, I would agree. Like, I think that's how a lot of jobs are done. I have a friend who uses TaskRabbit, same person for most jobs. And whenever the person comes over to do the job that they're being asked to do, they poop in the apartment that isn't theirs every single time.
Every single time?
Every single time. They poop.
The man that hung my TV, he pooped here.
I don't understand that. Like,
for a while.
Like I already have a problem if I'm a guest in someone's home doing that.
Yeah.
Let alone getting paid for an hour job to put something on a wall. Like, I do kind of think maybe that's I stop by Target on the way home situation and use that public restroom.
I thought you were going to say every time her TaskRabbit comes over, they sleep together.
I mean, I wish. That'd be a better story. Actually, no, I think the pooping thing is actually a better story.
Wait, it'd be better if they had sex, he had a cigarette, and then he pooped.
No, I don't want that image. Okay, we're moving on. So then at the end of this flashback, I love that Greek sailors have all shown up. Basically, like, this is the best dating situation for Blanche ever. Basically,
I cannot hear $8 without saying, there's a busload of Greek, what is it, Greek sailors?
Yeah.
And they want to know how many.
Where did they come from in Miami?
So? Where did they come from in Miami?
Why are Greek sailors docking in Miami? I want to know this question.
That's
I don't
so
know.
funny. I didn't even think about that. It's so funny.
Gets back to Dr.
I went to Benihana on Christmas Eve, and the valet cost $8. So of course I was like, "How many drachma are in $8?" I can't hear it without saying that.
That's not a bad valet price in LA. For LA, that's not a bad valet price. Gonna say
it was in Sino.
Oh, okay. Well, so they're back at the therapist's office, Dr. Ashley, and they're all basically saying that Rose says and does stupid things. And Dr. Ashley asks her, how does it feel to be called stupid, or how does it feel to what they're saying to you? And she says that it makes her want to call Blanche I'm sorry,
Gerkakanaken.
yes, Garkakanaken, which is the precise moment when dog do turns white. Um, and that you don't want to share your Hogan Kogels with. That's what she feels like. Am I saying that right? Hogan Kogels? Hugan Kogels. Hugan Kogels. I think it's
Sounds
Hugan
right
Kogels.
to me.
Blow it out, your turban bubbles. Whatever. I can't do any of the things that she did in this, but she's angry. She's angry, and then it culminates in the act break or in the commercial break of them all fighting and Dr. Ashley going, oy, oy, because they're completely incompatible. So I kind of think Rose deserved a little bit of shame for this screw up.
Yes. So you must know your audience, right? Always.
Yeah.
Was it wise of Dorothy to ask?
No.
Okay.
No.
If
They're
you
both
want
at fault
something
in this
done,
one.
if you want
Do it
something
yourself.
done right, you got to do it yourself. I don't know why she
Exactly.
asked Rose to do that.
It's inappropriate. Well, because they took an act break, let's us take an act break, and we'll come back with a great moment where Dorothy's just trying to study. She's just trying to study. So we'll be right back. We'll be right back. And we are back. Okay, so in this moment, they use a moment where basically to show why I think Dorothy, and maybe I'm getting this wrong, why Dorothy is annoying. And it's Dorothy one night when they're studying and the girls want to come in and sleep in Dorothy's bed because they're afraid of the aliens, which leads to a very racist runner of a joke about the neighbors. I'm presumably a Chinese family because it's the racist trope. Yeah, the Chungs. It's the racist trope of what Chinese people eat and their dog and why the dog doesn't pee on the yard and all the things. Blah blah blah. I would argue time and place, era for this joke, but I don't even think it was appropriate in the 1987 when this episode aired personally, but that's just my opinion. But the genesis of this flashback, and I will say Dorothy pushes back on Sophia's racist jokes and saying it's wrong, you're making this up. Like she pointedly is like, you're wrong, Ma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was great to see. But Sophia, because she learns that like Dorothy's not going to get the raise if she doesn't pass this test or whatever, that Sophia then kicks them out. And everyone, the doctor's actually confused at why that's a problem, why they're annoyed by this situation. And they say it's because Dorothy is so put together. Now, do you think they have ground to be annoyed by this?
I think that it's a reflection of their own insecurity, which is something that they should talk to a therapist about. If somebody else's calmness, put togetherness, routine, if they seem okay and that doesn't make you feel good, like there's a problem, but the problem's not with Dorothy.
Mm-hmm. See, I think yes, I think you're exactly correct. But I also think there is that line between someone being put together and competent and someone being arrogant about being put together and competent. And
yes.
I will say Dorothy can sometimes go walk that tightrope line of arrogance in terms of she knows that she's smarter than everyone, that she's more well-read, that she's whatever, and she's definitely smarter than these women. So she wants to make it known. There's one joke in this bit, this back and forth, that I loved from Dorothy. I'm going to play that right quick.
Dorothy cannot be blamed for being capable.
Well, she doesn't have to lord it over us and criticize us for not living up to her standards.
She's always harping on us to do everything just right. I'm surprised she doesn't check our underwear before we leave the house.
Those of you who wear underwear.
Okay, so I kept that clip going for a little bit, but for everyone listening, if you don't remember this episode, Blanche, when Dorothy says for those of us who wear underwear, Blanche has this cute little smile that gets another laugh, which I love, that just her smiling this audience knows this character so well that her just cutely going, she's right, is a joke in and of itself.
There are a few instances of Blanche not being insulted by the insults, but instead being flattered by the insults. Another one that comes to mind is when Sophia's leaving to become a nun, and she's saying her goodbyes, and she's like, Rose, you're smarter than people give you credit for. You're going to be okay. You know how to take care of yourself. Blanche, you're a slut. And she goes, thank you, Sophia. she's not insulted in the least. And it's one of the things I love so much about Blanche is that there's this occasional self-awareness.
Yeah.
And she can laugh about herself.
Which I love. Oh, Blanche. I mean, I don't have a favorite character, but Blanche, if I had to choose, like if I literally had to choose with a gun to my head, hope that never happens, I think it would be Blanche.
I say the same thing verbatim. I
Oh,
say
really?
if somebody has a gun to my head and I had to pick one, I think it would be Blanche. And what I say when people ask me which one are you, I think I'm a Rose with a Blanche rising.
Okay.
But I say I think everybody wants to be Blanche.
I think so.
With all of her, insecurities about aging and love, romance, sex, and food and weight and plastic surgery, I still think she is inspirational.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Well, one person that in the flashback focused on Sophia, she basically tells a story, a very basic story about how she's sitting at the table. Rose has a problem. She comes to her. Blanche has a problem. She comes to her. Dorothy has a problem. They come to her. Everyone is coming to Sophia for their problem. And in the whole bit of it, you learn that like, basically she's just annoyed that she's not getting paid to deal with everyone's problems like the therapist. Like that's the point of Sophia's flashback, because the doctor's all like, I don't get it. They all come to you. They respect you. They want your advice. And she's like, I want your paycheck. Like it was just so I liked the joke, but I don't know if the payout for this flashback was worth it. What do you think?
I get the point. I
Yeah.
see what it was for. I'm kind of on the same page as you, where I'm like, I mean, it was cute. It gave us
It just wasn't tight. It wasn't the one ad episode. Like the one ads going into the act break was such a strong flashback.
That was the best. That was the best.
Exactly.
One.
And that I felt like I wanted that. But whatever. Like it can't all be great.
Let me ask you this, if I could.
Yeah.
No, this episode or all episodes, who do you think gives the best advice?
Oh, that's a wonderful question.
Is it Sophia?
It's not. I don't think it's Sophia. I think actually Sophia often has bad advice. While I think her intentions are good, I do think oftentimes it's not smart advice to go with, or at least not practical. I don't know. I kind of think Rose has the best advice. Kind of. Only because
that's what I think.
Rose, even though she's all over the place and the turban boobles and all of the things, all of her advice comes from a place of love and empathy and kindness and just trying to be a good person, even if her heart's in the right place and it's sometimes misguided because she's kind of crazy or weird or whatever. Deep down, it's all coming from a place of love. And isn't that the best advice,
I completely agree with you. And the episode that comes to mind is Phil's funeral,
Yes.
when at the end she's, Blanche is kind of teasing her and she kind of sticks up for herself and she's like, Blanche, I worked in that counseling center for many years and I know what I'm talking about. And she does know what she's talking about. Like you said, she has that brain to heart connection where she can use those emotions to make the best decisions.
Fully agree. Yeah. Well, the doctor doesn't have good advice because that comes back to the doctor and his verdict, his diagnosis, if you will, for these four women is that they are totally incompatible. That he's like, save your money for the moving expenses. Like you shouldn't even be living together. I hear this and I'm like, you are a bad therapist. You are bad at your job. crisis conflict resolution should be your job, not basically saying, you know what, blow up your life, move out, find a new place, waste your money, all the
Yes,
things.
keep in mind too, this is one session.
One session.
They haven't tried anything else. They
One
haven't.
session.
He gave them no advice to like,
Mhm.
go try this, come back to me in a month, come back to me in
Yeah.
2 weeks, let me know
Yeah.
how it goes, journal about it. Nope. It was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, pack it up.
Move out. Sophia knows better though. Sophia, she knows she's on to something, even though it doesn't come out with the doctor. It comes out in the next scene, but she knows that this doctor is full of shit because even when she's leaving, she says, "I knew you were a quack because of whatever." What did she say?
Strung us along for.
Yeah, would have strung us along. Exactly. So like, that's a clue for what's coming next because the girls we're ending at the girls at the kitchen table and they're all upset because they just are going to follow the doctor's orders, which Dr. Cheesecake, sometimes I think you need to get a second opinion. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially because so many episodes are about their fixed incomes, how they're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes!
Rose loses her job. We're all panicking. What if Rose has to move out? It's like, this is if they can financially live here and make it work, let's find ways to continue that.
Yes, they're a family. Okay, so Sophia, like I said, is on to this therapist, knows this is bullshit, and she has, and it's a bit of a longer clip, but I wanted to play it because she has the best story. And I often don't love Sophia's stories in terms of like for actual life advice, but this one I think works really well, and it also is just really funny. So let me play that clip.
Picture it. Miami, 1987, a house. The only one in the neighborhood without a pool. But I digress. 4 women, friends. They laugh, they cry, they eat. They love, they hate, they eat. They dream, they hope, they eat. Every time you turn around, they eat.
Sophia, are those 4 women us?
Look in the mirror, blubberbutt. The point I'm trying to make is, what's going on here is living. Just because you have some rough times doesn't mean you throw in the towel. You go on living and eating.
It's just such like it's one of those things where like I said before, I don't think Sophia gives the best advice, but in this instance, I think she's leading with her heart, recognizing that like these ladies need some common sense advice in this situation. And that's what she's giving. What do you make of her advice?
I think it's perfect. I think that sometimes we look at other people's lives in a very grass is always greener way. And we're like, nobody has problems. We have problems. Why do we have these problems? And how do we solve these problems? And it's like, no, I mean, recently I said something to the effect of problems are like playing skee ball at an arcade. You throw one, another one comes back. It's like, it's just problems are a part of life. And I think Sophia just acknowledging that is important and something that the other girls need to hear in that moment. I also really love that, kind of similar to like the designing women joke. She's describing the premise of their own show.
Yeah.
And I just, there's something about that like tickles me in like a almost meta way.
Well, and then after that, once they all realize that, yeah, this doctor's full of shit, which he is, take his license away, Dr. Ashley. You were great, Philip Sterling, though.
He needs to move away.
He needs to move away. Although, I will say he's kind of a handsome doctor.
Yeah,
he's not bad. I mean, he's not great, but he's not bad. Anyway, what I will say is after like what solidifies that, yes, she sort of sets up the premise of what the show is, but then when they all decide to live together, Rose gets the cheesecake, Dorothy goes whatever, starts the coffee or something, and Blanche says that she's going to go get the whipped cream, and in the process of doing that, she also needs to get the Polaroid, which just happens to be in her room next to the whipped cream. And it goes back to what we love about these characters so much, the absurdity sometimes of these characters, particularly with Blanche. I love the whipped cream line at the end. I loved it.
I want to be Blanche so much.
I know, right?
I want to be her.
I mean, I think in order to be Blanche, there are certain things you need. You need a refrigerator in your room,
Mhm.
because whipped cream will go bad. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Make
You
sure
need
it's
a
refrigerated.
turnstile at the door.
Turnstile at the door, mirror on the ceiling. But you
Mhm.
also need those little hooks, those like industrial hooks, because I feel like a lot of what Blanche does is almost aerobatic. What like when the what word am I trying to say? Where like they're swinging in the air
Sex
and
swing.
stuff. Kind of, yeah, yes, yeah. So it's
Um,
physical, like gymnasts, whatever. There's the aerial.
aerobat
Thank you, aerial,
aerial.
Yeah, I know. But Michael had to actually help me with that one.
Thanks,
Woo!
Michael.
But where because I feel like there's a lot of swinging things that she hangs
Yeah.
from. I don't know why I think that, but I feel like that exists in her
You
room.
also need a closet full of costumes.
Oh my God, so many costumes.
She got the nurse costume. She
Mhm.
wanted to borrow Rose's elf costume. Uh, she has handcuffs.
What
Oh,
would be?
remember on the
Go ahead.
the New Year's episode where she's on a
Mm.
date with a priest and she has that whole
Mhm.
box full of like
Yes.
sex
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. What would be if you had to choose? Now I know as Sadie, I've done the red outfit, both the red reveal from the wedding dress to the rusty anchor outfit. So that's my go-to outfit. But if you had to choose one Blanche look, since Blanche is your rising, what would that look be?
This is the easiest answer I've ever had to think of because I know immediately. Also, sometimes I'll say I'm a rose with a Blanche rising. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
say I'm a rose in a Blanche clothing.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
think about
yes.
I love the clothes that she wears.
Okay.
Um, I believe it's from the episode with Fidel Santiago,
Uh-huh.
where Rose and Blanche, Sophia and Blanche are dating the same man. She has
You're
this
only gonna sit in
little
inch full of water? Yeah.
yes. She has this little dress that has 3 bows down the
Oh,
middle,
yes. Oh,
and
yes.
3 different color bows.
Yes.
It's fabulous.
I have a
It's
feeling if Blanche existed in the modern world in which we live in, she would be part of a Skims campaign.
oh, I see that happening.
Like a lingerie for like she would be one of like women of a certain age, and she's like out here with the lingerie being like,
Yeah.
sometimes you just need to air yourself out. You know what I mean? Or whatever, because it's like airy or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like
Is y
I see that.
is your answer the, rusty anchor piano red
Yeah,
dress?
I mean, the Rusty Anchor piano look is really up there for me. I mean, it's just one of those looks that is just so Sadie. It is just such like a perfect Sadie look. That
Mhm.
said, Blanche's evening wear is just on a level that would be annoying to sleep in. It would be very annoying to sleep. It's too flowy. It's too all of the things. I feel like Blanche has to sleep naked because the
Yeah.
clothing would just one turnover and it would just you get tangled up in it, you know?
Yes, it would suffocate, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually you could die
Yes,
with
it's
all the
very
contraptions she has
dangerous.
in her room. God forbid one of her flowy little nightgowns get caught on a hook. Boom, there she goes. Falls. I mean, literally, like
R.I.P.
dangerous. R.I.P. Dr. Jonathan Newman. Wait, also the dinner theater purple ruffle top, the murder mystery.
Oh, that's a really good
that's
one.
a good one too.
That
That's
is
a
a
good
really
one
good one.
too. I
I
have a
also like
feeling.
the dress that she wears when she goes out with, Ham Blushbow,
Oh,
who's
Ham's dress. Yes.
yes, yeah, that one's a really good dress too.
Oh,
It's
there's
like flowy in the middle. I think it's black and white.
so many of Sadie's looks comes from Blanche. Yeah, there's a lot of Blanche inspiration in a lot of
Except for
Sadie.
your Fernando. Remember Fernando?
Yes, I do. I do. That's a good one. But that one, can I tell you? Because okay, so at Golden Con, I dressed up as the bear Fernando, and Kerri was Daisy, and it's Daisy, right? Yeah,
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 yeah.
and that outfit, even though I wasn't wearing much, that outfit was so hot.
Well, it's fur.
So hot. Oh
It's
my God. And there was also a thing where I had for the first time, I don't know why I decided to do this for the first time, but this is so getting into drag 101, which is revealing too much, but there was this wig wrap sort of thing that I put around my head for the first time. And I have a massive head. And I put this thing around my head. It's sort of a silicone thing that has like little bumps on it. And it's meant to hold a wig in place so so you don't have to like glue it or not glue it, but you don't have to pin it in so much. And it was hurting me so much. It was like I had a blistering headache. I started to get blisters. It was so tight on my head that I literally had to leave. I had to ask the Golden Con people for a private space to go in a back area to take off my hair, to take off the wig thing and then put it all back on because I was in so much pain.
Is this the day before you got sick? Remember the last day of Golden Con?
Yes, I think it would have been. I think it would have been. Yeah.
Maybe your head just got squeezed too tight.
Maybe. I mean, it was so tight. I can't ever wear those things again, but it was so tight that I've never had to do that. Like had to go off, and once I'm in drag. Like there's not a lot of taking off and putting on, you know what I mean? And this was a situation where there was a take off and put on.
I've never done drag, but I have dressed as a woman with like high heels and spray and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you go into it being like, I'm not going to be comfortable. I've made that agreement with myself that I'm not going to be comfortable. But you're not supposed to be like in excruciating pain.
Excruciating pain. I'm used to being uncomfortable. My life is one recipe for being uncomfortable in most situations, physically and mentally and emotionally. But
I'd be uncomfortable if I was comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to in drag being hungry. I don't eat really at all. You know, I'm used to like I can't bend over, like those kind of things. Like I'm used to all of those things.
All of our favorite things to do.
I know, right? I know. But the head thing was too much for me. Anyway, this was a fantastic episode. It was so much fun going over with you. You're not going anywhere because we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with our golden takeaways. We'll be right back. And we're back with our golden takeaways, which is a nugget of truth or inspiration that you can apply to your life or the lives of our listeners. Now, Dr. Cheesecake, I will go first because you are a guest here, even though I usually make Kerri go first. My golden takeaway from this episode is I really am kind of still on Dorothy wanting that language in a newspaper for her employment. I'm really not over that. I never thought about that until, I don't know, maybe I did on our first watch and I'm not remembering it, but I don't think I ever realized how inappropriate that language actually is, either in a personals or one ad situation. Like, it's just bad language in general.
I agree. Good takeaway.
That's it. I mean, I'm still just appalled by it. I'm going to be thinking about that all night. What's your golden takeaway?
Wait. So what language would you have used? What would your...
Well, I would say I would give a little bit of my resume. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I'm a trained teacher, English teacher. You need a tutor? I'll do it for $8 an hour. Any subject, really. I'm a substitute. I've done it all. Like, let's go. I'll help your kid with your homework. $8 an hour. That's what you put in.
Would you have put Mario Lopez as a reference?
You know, Mario Lopez holds a weird place in my life in that I'm conflicted because Mario Lopez, cutie patootie.
I never expected a real response.
Trust me.
Here we go.
Kerri is quite used to the tangents. Mario Lopez, while I respect Mario Lopez history within the pop culture anthem that is the Golden Girls, Saved by the Bell, his naked butt moments on Nip Tuck. Like, I appreciate them all. And please go Google them because it's at least 5 minutes of satisfaction in your day. That said, Mario Lopez is also kind of a crazy Trumper. I'm just saying. So that doesn't mean he's bad or good. I'm just saying it gives me complicated feelings when I look at pictures, when I Google Nip Tuck images of Mario Lopez. I'm just saying.
He's not my favorite.
But he's fun to look at.
But if I saw him in person, I would be like, can we talk Golden Girls for a minute?
Yes.
I
did that with George Clooney.
What?
Yeah, I went to the J. Kelly premiere. I talked about it on the podcast. I went to the J. Kelly premiere, and it was actually the night the 40th anniversary episode aired, like the special aired that you were on. And I saw George Clooney obviously at the thing, and I had a little moment with him. Yeah.
That is fantastic. That
He's
is so
gorgeous.
good.
He's gorgeous.
I think
He's
about that
gorgeous.
with Quentin Tarantino too. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
what would I say to Quentin Tarantino? It would
Oh, I know exactly
immediate.
what I would say. It would be
Yeah.
the first thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even though I love so many of his films, I still would be like, when we talk about one day on the Golden Girls set.
Please.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your golden takeaway?
My golden takeaway, I think what's going to resonate the most for me, and I'm going to try to relate it back to the whole therapy of it all, but like, what were those Greek sailors doing in Miami?
Right?
I just
This whole that whole bit, that whole flashback is really a fever dream of craziness.
It's so fascinating to me. Where were they going? Were they coming from Greece? Were they going to Greece? By way of where? But also, something we didn't yet, say, and I do want to say before we say goodbye, is the therapy is a theme throughout the entire series, in that when chronic fatigue syndrome comes up for Dorothy, they say it's all in your head. She goes, I've gone to 2 therapists. They say it's not. Boom, therapy. The episode where Blanche she thinks she's pregnant. It's menopause. They send her to a therapist. Boom, therapy. Stan can't get over Dorothy, needs to be provided a monkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom, therapy. So it's like, there's this one episode that we've watched today, which totally encompasses therapy, and that is the plot. But I think throughout the series, it's very pro therapy, very pro psychology. Blanche even takes a psychology course. So I just want to take away from this episode, among others, that therapy is a positive thing, and if you've never tried it, you should try it, and if it doesn't go good, try it one more time, because finding a good therapist, it's not like we said, second opinion.
Second opinion. And I can say, I do not need a second opinion about Dr. Cheesecake. Everyone should follow and go listen and support and go to the trivia things and all the things for Dr. Cheesecake. Now, where can people follow you, and what are you up to now, and what can they look forward to, and, just say the things.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, it is at Golden Girls Doc, like doctor. If you want to come to a trivia, just be on the lookout. I don't know when the next one's going to be, but be on the lookout, because I do plan to come back at some point. And keep listening to Out on the Lanai, because it's so terrific and inspirational, and I love what they do here. And shout out to
what you do.
Shout out to Kerri.
Oh, God, we love Kerri so much. I mean, obviously we do. It wouldn't be weird if I was like, fuck her. No.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Bitter rivals. We're the new heated rivalry. Let's get naked. Okay. I do want to say before we go, now that we've both had our golden takeaways be about this crazy flashback about the one ad and the Greek sailors and all of that, I low-key want a true crime deep dive podcast about just this flashback and everything. I want to know the moment that Dorothy sat down, what led her to want this work, why she's struggling financially in this moment, why she thinks putting a one ad in the local Miami newspaper for $8 an hour is a good idea. Like, I want to know her trip. I want to know all of the things step by step that happened over the course of this flashback.
Will do anything.
Anything.
Will do anything.
Insane.
For $8.
$8, which was, I mean, I'm sure that was a respectable amount in 1987, but still.
That was probably was it minimum wage? Maybe even above.
I'm sure. I think it may be a little bit above. I think maybe above then. I don't really know. Because I feel like I got $7 when I started work, and I'm like only 28. So. Dr. Cheesecake, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. It flew by. I'm so happy to have been here.
And thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Out on the Lanai. Don't you just love Danielle? I do. Go follow her and go listen to her podcast, Dr. Cheesecake. She's fantastic. And send her more Golden Girls stuff, because her home needs more of it. Not That, I mean, she has a lot of it, but she needs more of it. And thank you for listening. Of course, we are part of Moguls of Media, Mom Plus. So go support Mom Plus. You can follow us everywhere, really, on social media. On Twitter at Golden Girls Pod. On Instagram at Out on the Lanai Official. On Facebook at Golden Girls Pod. And I am HAlanScott / Sadie Pines on everything. Kerri is Squidsy on Instagram and Squid Eats Squid on Twitter. Please leave a little rating and review. Start the year off giving us a little rating and review wherever you're listening to this, or leave a comment or whatever. You know how to use the internet, but help do it, because it really does help us out a lot, and we would love that for the beginning of the new year. In the meantime, remember, stay golden. It's not the same without Kerri, it's just not.
Out on the Lanai is not endorsed by Whit Thomas Harris Productions, Touchstone Television, Disney, or any of its subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only.
All names, pictures, audio, and video clips of the Golden Girls are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and/or copyright holders.